Hello once again, Aquarius, and for those of you that are new, thanks for dropping in and having a taste of what's on offer here. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. I'd like to give you a brief synopsis of what I see happening in March 2016 for your horoscope. I don't know whether you saw the opening introduction. A couple of the themes that I'm pursuing this month for you have to do with, number one, the transit of Saturn in your 11th house and the impending conjunction, and this is going to get stronger and stronger over the next 3 or 4 months, leading up to August actually. Saturn is one of your ruling planets. It is very powerfully placed in the 11th house, which is one of the better places for Saturn. It can bring with it some fulfillment in your ideals, your work, your social life, your relationships, and so on and so forth. It's not always going to fulfill you in the easiest possible way, and that can be seen particularly by this imminent conjunction of Mars and Saturn. Mars will enter into the sign of Sagittarius, this sign that Saturn is transiting right now around the 5th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, the 6th. And therefore you'll start to see a push, a drive, an energy, especially in the area of your social life, coming from this particular planet. But as I said, the co-ruling planet for you, Saturn, is very much opposed to this sort of dynamic. It's much more conservative, contained, and it can be restrictive. So when these two planets come together, it is not considered a very good conjunction. And fortunately it's in the 11th house, so for you, probably more than a lot of the other signs, this can have its benefits, but you still need to be careful not to react too strongly, because Saturn will put the brakes on, and what will result from that is a very strong sense of frustration and what I call passive-aggressive tendencies. You can expect this coming month to start to see some problems with your friendships. People obstructing you, maybe for the sake of obstructing you. Mars does rule your professional arena, so expect some problems in that area. The 11th house is also your finances. And with these planets at the right angle to the 2nd house, and I'm going to get to that in a moment, this could well be something that has to do with finances, the way you're earning your money, and possibly people challenging you on, the hours you work or the way you're doing your work. So they are the themes right now that could be very much strongly tied in with the process of work and profession. The other point I wanted to mention now is, and we will get on to more of that conjunction over the next few months. I think that's going to be a very, very significant one for you, and it's going to start to get more and more powerful as the months go on. But that 2nd house, finances, we've got the Sun, Neptune, and the past karma point, Ketu, transiting this area right now. And on the 9th, we see a new moon in this area. So, as I mentioned earlier about the Mars-Saturn, work, money, this one definitely focuses your attention on income, but not strictly just on income as such, cash. This has a lot to do, Aquarius, with what you're valuing now. And you know as well as anyone that as we live our lives, we go through different stages. What we once valued, the people we valued, friendships, etc., change. That's a necessary part of growth. So I think what you're going to see here, especially with that past karma point there, firstly, the way you look at money, what it is you value. You see, for example, people that decide to give up their whole working life and their material life and get a bike and cycle around Australia, or the world for that matter. People that retire young. They say, I've had enough of this. I've been a workaholic for 30 years. I just want to relax now under a coconut tree in a hammock and contemplate my navel. So that's more what I'm talking about. And I believe the new moon that is going to take place, as well being in an eclipse in this second house, could very well bring with it a whole emergence of new perspectives on money, on what you value. The second house in Hindu astrology has to do with family as well. That also needs to maybe be re-evaluated. We see Mercury and Venus also moving into this sector this month. I believe, let's have a look at that. Mercury moves there on the 5th. At the same time, it'll be at a right angle to Mars, so there could be some disputes there over money. That could be something that acts as a catalyst for you to start reconsidering what your attitudes are to money. Venus, which is really probably your best planet, planet of property, planet of good fortune, also a past karma planet for you, and naturally a relationship planet moving into this sector on the 12th. So a lot happening around, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, end of the first week, second week. So keep a watchful eye out on that, because I think this is going to really start to shift your energies in a big way. We also see the flip side of the new moon is the full moon on the 23rd. That's taking place in your 9th house. The 9th house is usually considered the place of the higher mind, spirituality, long journeys. If we continue this thread along the whole shift in values, I think this full moon in your 9th house is going to be more an opening out of your horizons, a broader based view of life, and where you stand in the context of that. That can, for some of you, hint at travels, because of course when you want to expand your mind, you tend to travel and enmesh yourself in different cultures, different people, and that can be a great way to start to juxtapose where you've been with what's possible. And sometimes they are not necessarily easier circumstances. Sometimes the harder circumstances that you find yourself in can give you a great deal of gratitude and appreciation for where you've been. So I think that's the sort of thing I'm seeing for you towards the latter part of the month. And don't forget too that when these eclipses, because that's an eclipse as well, these new and full moons, what we call the lunations, take place, they don't always happen on the date that I'm giving you. There's something that can just flow on over a period of days, weeks and months even. So I really like what's happening in your chart, and I hope you'll join me again next month. I'm going to continue this story, I call it a story, of the Aquarius sun. I hope you'll be here. For those of you that are new, I appreciate you coming here. Don't forget, you can all pop off, take a visit to astrology.com.au, where you can have a personal reading with me, some of the other practitioners. We also have the monthly, daily and yearly readings with lots of other free stuff there as well. So till next month, take care, good luck, and enjoy the shift in value systems, Aquarius. Bye-bye.